Hey, what's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to Get Hit with the Truth. So today we're doing the Dubois versus Joshua is on video. As Daniel Dubois, the newly crowned IBF heavyweight champion of the world, is set to make the first defense of his belt in a mandatory title defense against former two-time unified heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua. Huge fight right here that's taking place September 21st. It's one of the Riyadh season cards. It's an all UK showdown right here, an all UK card. It's gonna be really fucking good, and I'm really looking forward to seeing this fight right here. It's an exciting battle, and it's really gonna be good. Now, before we get into that, if you could smash the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel, I really do appreciate any and all support that I can get as I continue to build my channel here. So, you know, back to the fight. This is just like a battle between 3 and 4 right here, and 1 and 2 are rematching in December, and really the winner right here locks up, almost guarantees himself an undisputed title shot in the first half of next year. You know, this guy, and if the winner of Fury Usyk 2, you know, if they want to give up any belts, then the winner of this fight is going after more belts next. So it's a huge battle right here. Dubois has just impressed like a motherfucker in his last 2 fights. He's, you know, you went from in a 13-month span as he heads into this fight in September, from an August of 2023 TKO loss where people said he had no heart, even though earlier in the fight he scored a questionable low blow, which I still think could have been scored either way. You could have scored that body shot on Usyk, that if it would have been scored a body shot, Daniel Dubois is the champion last year. But be that as it may, he got broke down and he lost to the best heavyweight in the world, right, in Usyk. But people question his heart. He returned a few months later on the Day of Reckoning card in December of last year, and he soundly broke down and stopped a man that was 90 pounds heavier than him in Jarrell Big Baby Miller. You know, but people were like, well, so what? Miller's old, you know, he's way overweight, so what? Then he gets a golden opportunity on the 5 versus 5 card on June 1st, and he takes on Filip Hrgović, who was the boogeyman of the division. He's the mandatory challenger for the IBF, waiting for a couple years, and he was a guy nobody wanted to fight. And Dubois steps in there, and really, people were looking at Dubois as cannon fodder, as a guy that was just there to be, you know, to be smashed on by Hrgović, ahead of Hrgović crowning of being the next champion, the next IBF champion. And Dubois went out there, and in a competitive fight early, he landed a punch that opened up a cut, and then he just wore down Filip Hrgović, picking him apart and stopping him to become the IBF interim champion, as the vacant interim title was on the line in that fight. And then you get Usyk, who was undisputed. Usyk decided a few weeks later that he didn't want to mess around with the IBF and wait around for them to decide what they were going to do. So he vacated the belt, and Dubois gets upgraded to full champ. So this is the second time you can argue he's not a legitimate champion. Okay, I'll go with you on that one. But Daniel Dubois has proven, whether you think he's a legitimate champion or not, he has proven at the age of 25, 26 now, with losses and victories, that he is a very, very good fucking fighter. You know, very good fighter. You know, he lost to Joe Joyce in a fight that he was winning. He was, you know, he was competitive against the #1 guy in the division, Alexander Usyk, you know. And then, you know, he goes and stops the most feared man in the division. I mean, this guy's the real fucking deal, and he deserves to be respected a little bit more, guys. But I'm really looking forward to seeing what he does next, or what happens in this fight, how he looks against Joshua, who is right now, he's coming in the favorite because he has just been tearing apart his opponents and getting better and better since the back-to-back losses to Usyk. He is looking better than ever, more confident than ever. You know, he has not looked this confident since he was at his peak. You know, since like the Povetkin victory, the Klitschko victory. He has not looked this confident since then. And he is hungry. Anthony Joshua is hungry. He wants a world title. He wants the winner of Fury and Usyk. He's looked fucking fantastic in his last 2 fights. Dominating Francis Ngannou in a fucking picture-perfect knockout victory. And then dominating Otto Wallin on the Day of Reckoning card last December in a fight a lot of people thought he was going to lose. You know, and he had a brutal knockout of Robert Helenius. He had a solid decision win over Jermaine Franklin. This guy, in a 1.5-year time frame, this is going to be his 5th fight. And he's hungry, and he wants a piece of that world title again. So, I can't wait to see this fight. Saturday, September 21st, on pay-per-view. I think it's going to be really good. And it's going to be, you know, an all-British showdown of who basically the next guy to challenge for the heavyweight supremacy. And one of the titles is on the line, so you can't do that. You can't ignore that. So September 21st, Dubois versus Joshua is on for the IBF Heavyweight Championship of the world. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel. I appreciate any and all support. This is True Boxing. You've been hit with the truth.